All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Now, as promised, 2 weeks ago, I gave y'all a poll of which B.I.G album I should review. Out of his 3 albums that he did, and then his compilation album that he did. And the winners were Ready to Die, which I reviewed last week, and Life After Death, which I'm going to review right now. So I reviewed Ready to Die last week, and I gave that a 5 out of freaking 5. And that was one of the best rap / hip hop albums of all time. It's in the discussion. Now we're going to review Life After Death, which was Biggie's second album. And there's some background info with this one, so this going to be possibly going to be another long one. And this one's a bit of an emotional one right here, because here's why. This album came out March 25th, 1997. And like around, I want to say 16 days prior, Biggie died. Yes, Biggie was shot and was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead March 9th, 1997. Actually, that was 2 days after my mom's birthday that year. So, and this was a double disc album, by the way. So this one was recorded from September 1995 all the way up to January 1997. And that should have been obvious, because there's like at least one song where he was targeting Tupac. And obviously Tupac was alive. Otherwise he wouldn't be targeting a dead man. You know, that makes no sense. So anywho, this one was more commercial than the first one. So this one exhibit the notorious B.I.G. further delving into the Mephisto rap subgene, and basically picks up where his last song, Suicidal Thoughts, ends. The album was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards in 1998, including Best Rap Album, Best Rap Solo Performance for his first single, Hypnotized, more on that later, oh my goodness, and Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group for his second single, More Money, More Problems. Life After Death has been considered by music writers as one of the seminal Mephisto rap albums, along with Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Links, which was good, AZ's Do or Die, needless to that, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, one of the greatest of all time, more on that later, and Nas' It Was Written, more on that later, as well as a landmark in hip-hop music. In 2003, the album, Life After Death that is, was ranked number 476 on Rolling Stone's magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. That's interesting. So, moving on. 2.5 years before the album's release, Biggie, who had married Faith Evans, became East Coast icon in the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry, and made guest appearances on albums by Jay-Z and Luther Campbell, amongst others. The album was supposed to be released on Halloween in 1996, but was pushed back to 1997. And obviously, I already told you what happened 2 weeks prior towards the album's release. Now, conflict with other rappers is a major theme throughout the album. Numerous songs contain references to Biggie's rivals, some subtle, and some obvious. For example, Kick in the Door is directed at, I get more of that later. The tracks where he targeted other rappers. But yeah, there you go with that. Let me give y'all some more chart regarding the album. It was number 59 on the Australian albums, number 30 on the Belgian albums, 3rd in the Canadian albums, 63rd on the German albums, 16th in Dutch albums, 28th in New Zealand albums, 30th in Swedish albums, 20th in the UK albums, and number 1 in the US Billboard Top 200 and US Top R&B / Hip Hop albums, also done by Billboard. At the end of the decade, it was 96 on the US Billboard Top 200, and in Canada, by the way, it was platinum, double platinum actually, selling 200,000 copies. I guess that's what they call platinum. In the United Kingdom, it was platinum, selling 300,000 copies. That's what they call platinum. But in the United States, it was diamond, selling 5 million copies. Wow, so that's pretty crazy. That's really crazy. Now, seeing how this is a double disc, we are looking at 24 tracks. However, I want to say only 2 of them are skits, and everything else are like straight up songs. So yes, I can give y'all a top 5. So yeah, let me go for the tracks real quick. The first track is called Life After Death, which is the intro. The second one is called Somebody's Gotta Die. And then the third track is Hypnotized, and we all know that one. And track number 4 is called Kick in the Door. Now let me get into Kick in the Door. I was about to get into it, but then I'm like, nah, let me go for the track listings. Then I'll get into it as I say the name of those tracks. So the track Kick in the Door is directed at Nas, Jeru Damaha, I pronounce his name, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, and even the track's producer DJ Premier. The subtle message, the messages has been speculated on by listeners and confirmed by artists on several occasions, including XXL Magazine's April 2003 edition, The Making of Life After Death. In The Making of Life After Death, Nasheem Merrick reveals that the second verse had lines directed at Jeru and DJ Premier. And like I said, DJ Premier produced this track. So that's like crazy. That's mind blowing. For an artist to throw a shot at the producer of the track that he going a shot in, that's crazy. Nas said, and I'm quoting Nazim, Nas said that record was for him, but when B.I.G said, son, I'm surprised you weren't with them, I think they got cum in them, causing they nothing but dicks. He was talking about Jeru to Primo, cause Jeru were going at Big and Puff and all of them, with the Premier produced One Day and Jeru's album, Wrath of the Math. The line, fuck that, why try, throw bleach in your eye, is a reference to Raekwon's jab on the track Ice Water from his album Only Built for Cuban Links, where Raekwon raps, that life to top it all off, beef with right, pulling bleach out, trying to grow it in my eyesight. The lines on the final verse are directed at Nas as a reference to Nas challenging Biggie for the title of King of New York. In the song The Message from the album It Was Written, in which Nas raps, yo, let me let y'all niggas know one thing, there's one life, one love, so there can only be one king. Biggie struck back with the lines, ain't no other kings in this rap thing, they're siblings, nothing but my children, one shot, they're disappearing, it's ill when MCs used to be on cruddy shit, took home ready to die, listen, study shit, now they on some money shit, successful out the blue. That's kind of dope right there. In the Making of Life After Death article, Lil Cease explained, Big talked about Nas a little bit in that shit. It was the King of New York part, the last verse. This goes out for those that chose to use disrespectful views on the King of New York. That's when Nas had that freestyle out where he was like, I'm taking the crown off the so-called king and locking it down. That's when Big had the cover of the source and it said the King of New York. Nas has touched on the track on his album Godson. Here Nas states, y'all don't know about my Biggie wars. Who you thought Kick in the Door was for? And finally, commenting on the whole situation with Ghostface and Raekwon, Biggie was ahead of his time, him and Raekwon my niggas, but dig it, they couldn't get along. That's when Ghostface said it on the Purple tape, Bad Boy biting Nas album cover. Wait, Big told me Ray was still in my slang, and Ray told me in Ceylon Big would do the same thing. Now let's get back to the track listings. Moving on with track number 5, which is called, and y'all should know this one, although it may be given a different title, but it's called Fuck You Tonight, featuring R. Kelly. In the radio version, it probably goes like, I'm loving you tonight. Here's another one. Yeah, that one. Track number 6 is called Last Days, featuring The Lox. So you know that one's going to be ill. Track number 7 is called I Love the Dope, featuring Jay-Z and Angela Winbush, which again, you should know it should be ill because Jay-Z in it. And we talking Reasonable Doubt Volume 1 Jay-Z. So you know that track going to be ill. Track number 8 is called What's Beef? With a question mark. And then we got the second skit, which is called B.I.G. Interlude. Then track number 10 is another single, More Money, More Problems, featuring Mace and Puff Daddy. Track number 11 called Niggas Bleed, and track number 12 is called I Got a Story to Tell. Now, moving on. Now, before we get on with that, Well, no, I'll get more of that on those shots later. Now let's get on to this number 2, where track number 1, aka track number 13, oh my gosh, called Notorious Thugs, featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony. More on that later. Track number 2 on this too is called Miss You, featuring 112. More on that track later. Track number 3 is called Another, featuring Lil' Kim. Then we got track number 4, another single and another favorite one, another popular one rather. I'm going back to Cali, going back to Cali. Yes. Track number 5, 10 Crack Commandments, followed by Player Hater. Track number 7 called Nasty Boy. Some of you should know Nasty Boy, by the way. Track number 8 is called Sky's the Limit, featuring 112, another single, by the way. Track number 9 is called The World Is Filled, featuring Too Short, Puff Daddy, and Carl Thomas. What the heck happened to Carl Thomas? Is he still singing? But anywho, track number 10 is called My Downfall. There's a little bit of a background info on that track that a number you don't know about. I'll explain that one later. Track number 11 is called Long Kiss Goodnight, followed by the last track off of this 2 in the whole album, You're Nobody, and then in parentheses, Till Somebody Kills You, which is true, mostly. So, anywho, let me get back to the shot. Let's go back to Long Kiss Goodnight. It was speculated by many listeners that the song Long Kiss Goodnight contains cryptic insults towards Tupac and Death Row CEO Suge Knight, although at the time it was never confirmed due to the sensitive nature of both rappers' recent deaths. However, Lil Cease, Biggie's cousin and a member of Junior Mafia, claimed the following in XXL Magazine's April 2003 issue about Long Kiss Goodnight. That was about Pac. He had some shit at the beginning of that, though. Nobody heard it on the reel. We had to change it. It was a little too much. I can't remember what Biggie said about him, but it was terrible. It couldn't make it. He didn't want to do it. He had some fire, but he didn't want to make it too much. He just wanted to address it and to let nigga know, I know what's going on and I could get wrecked if I want to. Like if I really wanted to get on y'all niggas, I could. So I'm just quoting Cease here. Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Puffy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy. Oh gosh, okay, he denies the claim, stating, nah, it was just some MC lyrics. I know people want to have their imagination, but it was just lyrics. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth. I will tell the truth. In the first verse, the lyric "Laugh Now, Cry Later" is allegedly a reference to 2 tattoos on Tupac's back. A line in the first verse is supposedly aimed at Sakura, and I quote, "When my men bust you, just move with such stamina. Slugs miss you. I ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you." And is that a song? I Ain't Mad at You? Yes, it is. That's actually a Tupac song. I Ain't Mad at You. Now, the last 2 verses in Long Kiss Goodnight, in particular, seem to be directed towards Tupac. I'm flaming gas, aiming at these fucking maniacs. Put my name in raps. What part of the game is that? Like they hustle backwards, I smoke backwood in Dutchess. Y'all can't touch me. Try to rush me. Slugs go touchy. You're bleeding lovely with your spirit above me or beneath me. Your whole life you live sneaky. Now you rest eternally sleepy. You burn while you creep me. Rest where the worms in the weak be. Wow. Moving on. Slugs hit your chest, tap your spine, flatline. Heard through the grapevine, you got fucked 4 times. Damn, that's 3 to 9. Fuck you up for real though. Slugs still slow. As for remorse, we feel no. The line seems to be making reference to Tupac frequently mentioning Biggie by name in his raps, and allegations spread by Randy Williams that he had been raped during his prison terms at Rikers Island. Although some fans had interpreted these lines as reference to Sakura's murder, WXL wrote that the song were most likely recorded before Tupac's death. And like I said, I believe that. Now, other references, and going back to Cali, the second verse opens up with Biggie's thoughts on the intercoastal war and his relationship with the West Coast. As I quote, "If I got to choose a coast, I got to choose the East. I live out there, so don't go there. But that don't mean a nigga can't rest in the rest. See some nice breasts in the rest. Smoke some nice cess in the rest. Y'all niggas is a mess. Thinking I'm gonna stop giving LA props. All I got is beef with those that violate me. I shall annihilate thee. Case closed." In the song Notorious Thugs, B.I.G. clearly refers to longtime nemesis Tupac in the line so-called beef with you know who, calling the feud between him and Shakur bullshit, while Bone Thugs and Harmony, who featured Tupac on one of their songs the same year, threw jabs at 3-6 Mafia, Twista, Crucial Conflict, and Do or Die. The tracks What Beef and My Downfall, both of which deal with the subject of feuding, as well as Last Days and You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You, are also said to contain apparent jabs aimed at his rivals, including Shakur, even though Biggie stated in a Spin magazine interview that the song You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You was not directed at Shakur, who at the time has been recently shot. So yeah, there you go with that. Now, let's get on with the singles and let's get on with the other tracks. The first single obviously was Hypnotized. Now, this one, again, a bit emotional here because this one came out March 1st, 1997, and the last song released in Biggie's lifetime. It was the 5th song by a credited artist to hit #1 after his death. It was ranked number 30 on Rolling Stone's 50 greatest rap songs of all times in hip-hop history. Now, P. Diddy, I ain't gonna get through his names again. He produced Hypnotized and sampled the beat from Herb Alpert's 1970 hit Rise, which was written by Andy Armour and Herb's nephew, Randy Badass Alpert. Randy called, and basically, P. Diddy was a fan of Rise. And at the time, Randy would not let anybody, or Herb rather, no, Randy would not let anybody sample that track until he heard Hypnotized. And of course, everybody in the mama started sampling that track with Randy's permission rather. And this is obviously one of his all-time popular songs. It made the charts: Australia 63rd, 3rd on the Canada charts, 16th on the Netherlands charts, 15th out in New Zealand, 29th in Sweden, 10th in the UK, and #1 in the following 3: US Billboard Hot 100, US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs, and US Hot Rap Songs. By the end of the year, it was 25th on the US Billboard Hot 100. This was 97, obviously. And it was silver in the UK, selling over 200,000 copies. In the US, it was platinum, selling 1.2 million copies. And again, this is just the single, not the whole album, the single. So yeah, there you go with that. Now the next single is called More Money, More Problems. And again, this one features Puff Daddy, as he was known at the time, and Mace. And this one topped the Billboard Hot 100 charts for 2 weeks, replacing I'll Be Missing You, which was a song done by Puff Daddy, which was a tribute to Biggie himself. How crazy is that? Now, this song came out July 15, 1997. And yeah, that is the second single. And the instrumental contains a sample of the low-pitched version of Diana Ross' song I'm Coming Out, including backing vocals which repeat the title of that song rather. The refrain of the song was sung by Kelly Price. Based on airplay and chart success, the song is considered one of the most popular singles in hip-hop history. Wow, okay. And yeah, it's been used in a lot of popular culture. Oh my gosh, the charts. It was number 10 out in Australia, 31st in Austria, 10th in Belgium, in the Ultra Top 50 Ranolia, that is, 13th in Belgium's Ultra Top 50 Flanders charts, 2nd out in Canada, 16th in Finland, 36th in France, 2nd in New Zealand, 10th in Norway, 5th in Sweden, 8th in Switzerland, 6th in the UK singles, 2nd in the UK R&B charts, which is weird, 2nd in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs, and #1 in the following: out in the Netherlands, and #1 in the US Billboard Hot 100, and #1 in the US Hot Rap Songs done by Billboard. By the end of the year, it was 13th in the Canadian RPM Dance/Urban charts, and 20th in the US Billboard Hot 100. By the end of the decade, it was 85th on the US Billboard Hot 100. And out in Australia, it was gold, selling over 35,000 copies. Out in New Zealand, it was platinum, but they don't have an exact number for that. In the UK, it was silver, selling over 200,000 copies. In the United States, it was platinum, selling over $1.3 million. Million copies rather, not dollars, but copies. Now, the third single off this album is called Sky's the Limit. Now, y'all may remember this one because this is the one where they had a bunch of kids play the role of Biggie and Puff Daddy and maybe 112, because this song features 112 as well. Came out November 25th, 1997. And it got some Songbird production from Clark Kent and contains a sample from the songs Is This Love by White Snake, My Flame by Bobby Caldwell, and Keep On by D-Train. And the track was certified gold in 1998. In Canada, it was number 11, 93rd in Germany, 75th in the Netherlands, 24th in New Zealand, 35th in the United Kingdom, 26th in the US Billboard Hot 100, 31st in the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks, and number 1 in the US Billboard Hot Rap Singles. So yeah, those are all the 3 Biggie singles, but there's some more info of the songs, like for example, Going Back to Cali. The song is noted as one of Biggie's popular songs from the album, well known for its catchy hook and beat. The song contains a sample from Zapp hits More Bounce to the Ounce. And I already talked about how there's a mention of the East Coast West Coast rivalry in this track, obviously. And despite it not being a single, it did make the charts. US Billboard Hot 126 and 31st on the US Billboard Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles and Tracks. So yeah, not a single, but still one of his well-known and popular songs right there, obviously. And then yeah. Now again, let me give you some background information on another song that he did that a lot of you don't know about, and it's My Downfall featuring DMC. When I heard this song, I'm like, first of all, the beat and the lyricism sound familiar. So I had to do some digging, and I came across a track on a album done by, what he's known at the time, I guess he was known as Diddy at the time, which is called We Invented the Remix, where just about, or I think every song on that album was basically a remix version of some song. Now the song here that I want to talk about off that album is called Woke Up in the Morning, again, remix. Now this is a Carl Thomas song featuring Biggie. So yeah. And then when I heard it, I'm like, it's the same damn melody, it's the same Biggie lyrics, but the the drums was much better in this part, in this song, than it was in the My Downfall song. And I was like, wow, okay, so that's weird. And there's even a original Woke Up in the Morning song, which is just like the same melody, different beat in comparison to My Downfall, but it's strictly Carl Thomas. And I'm like, wow, okay. So yeah, let me give y'all my favorite track, starting from the bottom on up. Miss You featuring 112. This song, if you would have heard this beat, if you would have heard the song, it was more suited for 112 than Biggie. Like, this should have been on a 112 album, and it should have been featuring Biggie. It should not have been the other way around. So that was, without question, the worst song off of this album. Next on the list is Player Hater. And this one got Biggie singing for one, and that beat is not suited for him. It's not bad. Like, I have no problems with it at all. Like, if anybody else want to use it, yeah. But it's not suited for Biggie, in my opinion. Moving on up, another featuring Lil' Kim. It's more suited for, like, between the two, which song is this, like, which album this song more suited for? I have to say it's more suited for Kim's album than the Biggie's album. Like, if I had to pick between the two. Next up is Long Kiss Goodnight, followed by You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. Then we got The World Is Filled, featuring Too Short, Puff Daddy, and Carl Thomas. Then obviously More Money, More Problems, followed by My Downfall. Then we got Fuck You Tonight featuring R. Kelly. Next up is What's Beef. Then I got A Story to Tell, followed by Nasty Boy. And you're probably wondering, wait a minute, like, that's a famous track. So for those of you who don't know, and probably wondering, what the heck is Nasty Boy, and how does that go, or don't remember, let me see if I can refresh your memory real quick. Where he says, and I quote, I go on and on and on and on, and they'll take them to the crib unless we're boning. Easy, call them on the phone, and Platinum Channel cologne, and I stay dressed to impress, spark these bitches' interest, sex is all I expect. If they watch TV in the Lex, they know 4:4. Let the club tipsy, say no more, except how I'm getting home tomorrow. So yeah, there you go with that. Is that like, I like that pattern right there, man. So yeah, man. Nasty Boy, that was a good track, but it's not my top 5. But it's kind of close. Next up is 10 Crack Commandments, and y'all should know the beat. I may not know the song, but y'all should know the beat, because this beat was used and is used in a lot of freestyles today. Next up is Hypnotized, and then it's Going Back to Cali. Those two are my, like, of all the commercial songs done by Biggie, those two are like amongst my favorites. But they're not my favorite, but they're amongst my favorites. Next up, and actually my favorite is on this album, by the way. Next up is Niggas Bleed, followed by Last Day, featuring the Locks rather. And this could have made my top 5, but the problem is the snare was kind of weak, even though the beat was cool, but the snare was kind of weak. So let's get on with my top 5. Number 5, I Love the Dough, featuring Jay-Z and Angela Rinsbush. Did we talk again? This is Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1, Jay-Z here, hooking up with Biggie. So, you know, obviously Biggie was on Reasonable Doubt, and, you know, and this track right here was ill. It was really dope, and I really like it. Number 4, fourth best track off this album, Sky's the Limit, featuring One Trail. This is how you do a track with One Trail that is yours, and, you know, not theirs, or should sound like it should be there. This is how you do it. This track is smooth as heck, dog. I really like this track. I forgot all about this single, and then when I heard it again, I'm like, yo, I forgot about this single. So yeah, man, don't sleep on this single. Everybody want to talk about Biggie's greatest singles like Hypnotized and Going Back to Cali and Fuck You Tonight and More Money, More Problems and so forth and whatnot. But don't sleep on Sky's the Limit. Do not sleep on Sky's the Limit. It's the 4th best track off this album, in my opinion. Number 3, Somebody's Gotta Die. Very dope track right there, man. Without question. Very dope track right there. And then we got number 2, and let me refresh y'all memory with number 2. Your Rain on Top was short. Let me see. Let me redo that over. Your Rain on the Top was short like leprechauns. Yeah. Number 2, Kick in the Door. That track, the beat. Like, again, that's another beat that everybody uses in freestyles today. And obviously, he's throwing shots at Nas and a lot of other people, dog. And when I heard that track, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is going to be my number 1. But then I heard another track. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about this one. And number 1, the best track off of this album, Notorious Thugs featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony. Without question. I was like, yo, this track is like, I recently became more of a fan of Notorious B.I.G, but Bone Thugs and Harmony. Even though I have heard that stuff in the past, but like, listen to them now, I'm like, yo, they was kind of ill, dog. Like, I thought they were more ill than I did back then when I was listening to them. But this track right here with Biggie, man, is boning Biggie, is boning Biggie. It's like, you know, you about to get hype. It's something about to go down with this one, dog. And it was hot, dog. It was really, really hot, man. So yeah, Notorious Thug, best track off this entire album. Now, let me give y'all the professional ratings. AllMusic gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Chris Gall's Consumer Guide gave it an A. Entertainment Weekly, Smoking Crack, they gave it a C+. Hip Hop DX gave it 4 out of 5 stars. LA Times gave it 4 out of 4 stars. NME gave it 8 out of 10. Rolling Stone gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. They smoking crack. The Rolling Stone album got higher, but gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The Source gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and USA Today gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. So, what do I give this album? Well, I'ma be clear with this when I say the following. Life After Death is not better than Ready to Die. It's not. It's not. Because Ready to Die, in my opinion, is considered to be one of the best rap/hip-hop albums of all time. Like I say, it's up there with Reasonable Doubt. It was written when disaster strikes. Capital Punishment is up there. It's really up there. Life After Death, I want to say, is a step or two behind that. So, with that said, I'm going to give this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is really, really good. Like, it's really, really phenomenal. Again, great tracks on here, the top 5, and then the next 5 are really good. Like, there's not much wrong with this album. Again, I only see like 2 issues with this album. Miss You and Player Hater. That's it. Everything else, just fine or above. It also helped that he got like 24 tracks, and 2 of them are only skits, so there's like 22 tracks that are actual songs. So that helps as well. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I would recommend that you have a physical copy in your collection. Recently I went out and got Ready to Die, like the physical copy. Like I ordered off of bestbuy.com, because that's the only place I could got it. And it came in the mail Monday. So I'm really happy about that one. I don't think I'm gonna do that with this one. I don't know, I'm on the fence with it. But I still recommend you get a physical copy of this one. This is a classic album. It's a very good album, you know, a legendary album, a classic album. Like I said, it's not one of the best because his first one's better, but it's close. It's really, really close. Now, voting is back, and we cracked the like Biggie made me go 30 minutes, dog. I don't know why, but anywho, it's voting time. Voting is back. So remember, this is Biggie's. This album came out like 2 weeks after Biggie died. So when Biggie died, you were to go back in the day. When Biggie died, that spot up top of New York was up for grabs, and it was between Nas and Jay-Z. Which brings us to the voting. Which albums shall I review next week? Shall I review the albums where they were going at each other, one of those two, or shall I review what most people consider to be their best albums? So let me break it down for you. In Jay-Z's side, on Jay-Z's side rather, we got the Blueprint. You know, the very first Blueprint, not part 2. Blueprint 1. We got Reasonable Doubt. Yes, that is a selection again. And on Nas' side, we got Stillmatic. And we got Illmatic. So yeah, we talking their best albums ever, and the 2 albums where they start going at it with each other. And y'all probably wonder, wait a minute, what about Blueprint 2 and God's Song? They was going at it with each other in that one as well. Well, I already reviewed God's song rather, so I have nothing left on Nas' side where he was going at it with Jay-Z outside of Stillmatic. So there you go with that. Let me give y'all the 4 choices again. Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z, Blueprint 1 by Jay-Z, Stillmatic by Nas, and Illmatic by Nas. So those are your 4 choices. Let me know which album I should review for next week. Now, with all that out the way, man, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.